Hello everybody, my name is Bash Harry, this is the Harry Knit, and today we have 12 free knitting patterns for summer. Yay! If you know this channel, you know me, I live in Southeast Asia. It's a very hot climate, and most of the time it is really sunny, so summer knits are my go-to. I knit a lot of summer things like this bandana, which you can find on Ravelry. It is the Ceri Bandana, and I love summer knits. They're my bread and butter, they're my jam, and we have 12 free patterns for you. I looked through some of the patterns on Ravelry and some other places around the internet to find some things that hopefully you would like too, especially since a lot of places right now are heading into the warmer climate, the summer selections, and we found 12 that I thought were really interesting. I did make a video, I think 2 years ago, about spring and summer knits. I will leave a link to it above, but I haven't watched that video in a while and I kind of wanted a refresher, so I don't know whether some of those overlapped. So just keep that in mind when you're watching this video. We've got 12 here that I want to talk a little bit about. Some of these vary in sizes, so I will note that these patterns are not all size inclusive, which is unfortunate. That's how it tends to be for free patterns. So I want you to keep that in mind when we're talking about these products. If you have any free patterns, please let us know in the comments down below. That would be so helpful to anyone who's watching, who wants to, try their hand out on summer knitting, which is fun. It is exciting. We've got 12 here. We'll just go through them, we'll chat about them, and we'll have the links all in the description down below. I guess now we can get started. We're splitting this video down into two sections. We've got accessories and then we've got clothing. So let us start with accessories. The first one here that I have, which is I feel like is a very, very popular pattern. The first one is the Pearl Soho dumpling bag. I have seen this dumpling bag so much this summer specifically, and I feel like it's having a resurgence. This sort of construction of a bag, it is like a very mini tote bag, you know what I mean? And then you can just fold it and it looks like a dumpling. This one is free on the Pearl Soho website, and it is a bottom up knit using a provisional cast on. A provisional cast on, you can do it using a knitting needle or a crochet hook. My preference is a crochet hook. And it's definitely, I would say, is a more intermediate / advanced beginner level type of cast on. And it looks very, very interesting. I love how they did it. It's a very small bag. It does look like a mini tote. And they recommend using 100% linen. Although, if you do have yarn like Lily's Sugar and Cream, I feel like that bag would suit well with that particular yarn. This one here is 20 stitches by 27 rounds to make 4 inches in stockinette stitch, and it's recommended on 3.75 millimeter needles. That would put it at around, I think it's about a DK weight yarn. I'd say a pattern like this would be really nice as just a casual everyday bag going out. I worry a little bit about it being stockinette, mostly because I know stockinette stretches quite a lot. So if you know a little bit of sewing, you probably want to add maybe a lining to it if you can. I know that petite knit patterns do show how to do lining, and I'm working on a bag right now and that also includes lining. I don't think it's included in this pattern though, so just be mindful of that. I do like bags, but also I worry a little bit about it stretching out over time. So just be mindful of that. Overall though, I think this bag is really cute, and it is a really simple accessory to bring around. A lot of the photos they show, it's like the other strap is like, folded over, but I actually kind of like it on its own. It's like a mini shopping bag really. Now on to the next thing. The next accessory we have is the Summer Breeze headband. This headband is by Evie Timonen, and this one is in English and Finnish. This is a free pattern. I know that I've featured a couple of headbands before, and this was released back in 2021. It uses sport weight yarn, so it is a pretty small needle project at 3.5 millimeters, but because of the design, I feel like it would be very, very simple. The gauge is pretty small too. It's about 26 stitches by 36 rows according to the pattern, and it is only one size. That being said, when it comes to headbands, based on personal experience, you can easily just like try it on and being like, okay, just probably want to add more rows or just make less rows. So headbands are usually very customizable that way. This headband also has a little bit of a tie on the top, but I feel like you could put it at the bottom as well. Put a little bit of elasticity on it as well, and you probably would have a really cute scrunchie too. I'm just saying words right now. She recommends using cotton yarn for this specific pattern. It doesn't have a lot of projects. I think it only has about 4, but I still think it is a really cute detail, and I just love the color that she chose. I'm a sucker for purple. This headband is knitted in 2 pieces that are combined together. So I'm guessing that the pieces are laid flat and then seamed together. So this headband is probably very, very squishy too. One final accessory that I have, because I only have 3 here. This one is the Summer Commitment by Espace Tricot. I know it's French. Someone has told me that this is French and I'm pronouncing it incorrectly, and I always feel bad whenever I'm trying to pronounce things in its actual language. But this is their summer bag, and it's very similar to their summer fling bag, but I want to talk a little bit more about this one because the summer fling I feel like I featured before. Or I've seen it so many times. That one is a sport weight yarn, and that would take quite a while considering it's a big bag. This one uses bulky weight yarn at 15 stitches by 19 rows for the gauge, whereas the needle size is just 6mm needles. It uses 2 colors, though I can see right here, according to the projects, that there are people who've done it with just 1 color, multicolored, or even stripes. I think it would be really fun. This and the dumpling bag, because it's using stockinette, I think is a really good base to create a lot more intricate designs or even try out some color work or intarsia. I've seen people do that with other bags. I have worked on the Summertime Tote Bag by Starcross Knits. That one, she gives a specific color chart for it for you to add on, and including the ones that she's made. It is a paid pattern, but if you want to check it out, I'll also leave that in the description down below. I test knitted that bag a couple of years ago and it's really cute. But this is a free one, and if you just calculate with the stitches and just know a little bit about color work, I think you can make a really pretty bag out of this using color work and intarsia. This bag, the Summer Commitment, uses bulky weight yarn, and I think, yes, it's also used Lily Sugar and Cream solids. A lot of people use sugar and cream for the bags. I know that because I'm one of those people. And they also use Drop Spell. I knitted some Drop Spell. I don't know where it is. It's probably somewhere here in my yarn section. I wouldn't make that for a bag, even though it's made a little bit out of linen, but that's for my personal preference. Oh, I'm sneezy. Why am I sneezy? We're done with the accessories. Let's move on to the clothing, which is my favorite part because I love knitting clothes. I wanted to find some pieces that, were a good mix of, maybe blouses, not sweaters, blouses. So some long sleeve, some short sleeve. And so I found a few here that we can talk about. The first one that I have here is a dress by Wool and the Gang. It is the I Feel Love dress pattern. It is so pretty. I genuinely think it is such a nice dress. It's a midi dress and it has like a cut at the side, and it's more like an intermediate project than a beginner level project, and it uses their shiny happy cotton, which I've heard pretty good things about, but I haven't tried it myself before. The one thing I would say about this pattern, which I find unfortunate though, is that it is only one size. So it can only fit probably one specific type of body as well. Let me see if I have it on my laptop because I remember downloading it just to check it out. So I have the pattern right here, and though it is a really nice pattern, it is unfortunate that it's only made in one size. So I think the whole width of it is about 16.5 inches, which is about 42 centimeters width-wise. So double that, that's probably only about 33 inches that could fit on a bust, and that's about the same bust size as me. So it's a pretty tight fit for a small body, unfortunately.
Hi, it's Editing Bash here. I wanted to point out something after looking at the dress, and I didn't know where else to put it in this video, so I'll do it right now. It is a ribbed dress, so ribbing is pretty stretchy, so that one size can still fit a myriad of people, but I would still consider it unfortunate that it only comes in one size, because obviously there's plenty of ribbing patterns that have rib that accommodate to very different sizes. Just keep that in mind if you do decide to make the dress. It could potentially fit you, but I cannot give that, like, I can't guarantee it.
I would say that something like this, if you were an intermediate knitter, you could probably calculate it yourself. But, you know, I wouldn't do that because I'm too lazy to be honest. I feel like a pattern like this, though it is beautiful, it is only one size, unfortunately. But if you are that size and you would like a free pattern, obviously I feel like the I Feel Love dress by Wool and the Gang would be great for you. It is a very simple design and construction. I think from what I can see, it is knitting using long tail cast on. So it seems like, according to the pattern, you knit the front panel and the back panel and then seam it all together for the finished piece. So if I'm correct, you can probably add on a lot more stitches to make sure that it fits you and your body shape. I might make a dress like this, but I'm not entirely in love with the neckline, but that's a personal preference. I feel like if I were to make a dress like this, I would want a neckline that is slightly lower and not so much of a turtleneck, because I feel like I look a bit like a turtle when I wear a turtleneck, admittedly. So I like a lower neckline for my own personal dresses. Another dress that I think is really nice that is not free is the Made You Look dress, or is it the Made You Fall dress by Vanessa Fleming. I love that dress. It is the one and only dress I have made so far, and it is beautiful. It's incredible. I use 100% cotton and it fits me like a dream. That being said, I have lost a little bit of weight in the chest region, so it doesn't fit me as well as it did before. But still, it is a very beautiful dress. But that one is a paid pattern. If you want a dress and that you fit the one size, I Feel Love dress by Wool and the Gang is great for you. Another pattern here that I would recommend is the Mallorca top. The Mallorca top is by Universal Yarn, and this is more of a, I would say it's more of a blouse, but it gives me that like summer vibe, you know what I mean? It uses this really simple lace pattern that I think is absolutely beautiful, and the top is knitted flat in pieces from the bottom up and then seamed together. So you can see here with the construction, it's almost like a t-shirt, and then the sleeves are added on later. I love lace, and it's almost like a chevron, you know, with the little V's on it, and it is really, really pretty. And it has how many sizes? It has 9 sizes, thankfully. This one has about 2 inches of positive ease, and it is perfect for warm weather according to the Universal Yarn website. I'll leave it here in the description, obviously, and you know, it does come with bell-shaped sleeves. I think it's a bit short for my personal preference. If I were to knit this, I think I would make the sleeves longer by repeating the lace chart, just so it could fit probably up until this portion of my body. But I really like the pattern. I like the design, and the back itself also follows the pattern in front. Also, the model is just gorgeous. Like, she is so pretty. I just can't help but stare at her. But yeah, I will say this is a very small project at 3.5 millimeters. So if you want to, maybe take the time to really get this pattern. And especially when working with lace, just be mindful of, you know, the lace pattern. A big tip that I learned is, like, whenever you're doing a new section of the chart, always have stitch markers ready. I wish I knew that when I was younger, because I messed up so many lace patterns and so many color work and so many increases because I didn't have enough stitch markers on hand to really keep my mind focused. I hope that makes sense. We've gone through, I believe, 5 patterns already. Let us go to the 6th. And this is probably one of my favorites. It's free, it's made to measure. It is the Claudia top by Danny Ruiz. This was released in June 2022 and it is free. So when I say free, she goes through the process and the steps behind how to make it and fit it to your size. This pattern, I feel like, has gotten really popular this summer. I have seen some knitters over on Instagram making something similar and designing something similar. So having a free pattern is great. Just to test it out for yourself if you like it. This uses True Boo yarn. I have the New Boo yarn, which I got from Spotlight back in January, and that one has been discontinued as well. This yarn she recommends would be cotton, rayon, even the True Boo that I recommended earlier. So it is a really great pattern and hopefully gives you a lot of ideas on how to make it as well. But this one seems really, really pretty, and I love the looseness of the fabric. I love how it just drapes over your body, which you always want for a summer garment. Yeah, there's some patterns that are like fitted and it's nice for the summertime, and then other times I like something that's drapey and just very loose. And I think that depends on your yarn and what you decide. She does recommend rayon or cotton rayon blends. I have knitted t-shirts made out of bamboo, and I really loved using bamboo. It feels so nice on the skin, especially on a hot day. So if you have any bamboo, I think a top like this would be perfect. Also, it looks so cool. It just looks like a cool girl outfit, you know what I mean? It is free. There's no pattern though, it's on a website. So keep that in mind if you do plan on knitting it. Probably download it as a PDF. Just download the website as a PDF. So that is the 6th one. We have 6 more to go because we're halfway there. I'm gonna call this a 2-in-1. So this is the, and I hope I can pronounce this correctly, this is the Halvik set. We have the blouse version and then we also have the skirt version. Both are free. I love a nice set. They are so pretty and I just love a good, pretty set. This one here is by Wool and Beyond. I feel like I've featured them before on this channel because I think they have some really unique designs, especially for the top here, the blouse. It is a wrap top and it comes with 2 colors. So you can see here that they do have some I-cord ties as well. And I like that finishing detail. I really love finishing details like that. Like this bandana has I-cord ties because they're so fun. And I feel like a little bit sturdier compared to crochet like chains, you know? It also has this very unique kind of stitch detailing. I think it's like a multicolored linen stitch almost, I think, because I've seen it in some of my books. And they do provide some more information on their website. It's in Swedish though, so I always have to translate it into English. But yeah, I think the wrap top is so pretty, especially for the summer. Using 2 yarns though, I kind of worry about how heavy it would be during the summer, so keep that in mind if you do plan on making this. And that goes for the skirt as well, which is, I'm guessing, the 8th pattern on this list. It is the same technique as the top. It's also a wrap skirt, like the top to match, and it is really pretty. Everything that I say about the top also applies to the skirt. Would it be too heavy to use that kind of material for the skirt? Let me know if you are actually planning on making any of these projects. I would love to know your thoughts on them. Would I make something like this? Probably. I'd make the top. The skirt might be a little bit too short for me. I would prefer something that was at least up to my knees, but that's just my personal preference. Obviously, for you, you might just really like a mini skirt and go for you. That is amazing, incredible, slay girly. But I really do like this skirt and this set. Anything of I-cords and unique colors and detailing, it looks like an outfit that you can definitely find at a really high quality like shop on the high street, you know? It's really, really nice. It comes in 8 sizes, both for the top and the skirt. So I would say that you would hopefully find something that is up to your size. I wouldn't consider it size inclusive. unless it's a minimum of 9 sizes, but that's just my own personal opinion. If you have thoughts on that, let me know. We love an honest conversation here. So that is number 7 and number 8. We also have another set here. This is also from Universal Yarn. It is the Aubrey's Summer Set. The Aubrey's Summer Set is a set for a top and a hat. So I'm going to count that as 2. Yes, the hat technically goes in accessories, but we'll ignore that. The Aubrey Summer Set was designed by Afifa Saeed. I have friends named Afifa. That is crazy. You don't usually get that here in the knitting world, so that's really cool for me to find out. I love the little V-neck with the collar. I think collars were a huge thing back in like 2022. I've seen it on social media, and I know some people who started doing a lot of collared pieces, though I haven't seen them online recently. Maybe that's just because my For You page looks totally different now. But I really do love this design, especially if you have any variegated yarns. It would look so cool on a shirt like this. It comes in 9 sizes, so it ranges from extra small to 5XL, and it uses 4mm needles, so I would say this is probably a DK weight yarn. This is knitted from the bottom up in the round, and then you work the shaping for the armhole shaping, the shoulders, and then as well as the neckline here. It does remind me a lot of summertime. I feel like a top like this, I would like some short sleeves, at least something like this, but that's my own personal preference. For a pattern like this, it wouldn't be too hard to maybe pick up some stitches along and just create a very short edge. That's what I did for my So Summer shirt by Jessie May Designs. That's what I did. I picked it up and I made it a bit longer than intended in the pattern, and it worked out so well. So I feel like a pattern like this, the Aubrey Summer Set, I feel like it would be really good for you too. All of the patterns that I'm sharing right now, at least for clothing, I would recommend getting a yarn that is drapey, like viscose, cotton, anything that is specifically for draping and specifically for the summertime. The hat itself is also knitted in the round. It's almost like a bucket hat, you know? I see the detailing here. It has like these curls, so I'm thinking it's a rolled hem. For the hat, it is knitted seamlessly in the round from the top down. Oh, so it's knitted from the top rather than the bottom. I'm so curious to see how you do that, how you can knit in a circle. I know there's videos about knitting in circles. I know Very Pink Knits did that, and I tried it and I failed because it was using DP that were way too long for me. But that is definitely a unique way to knit up a hat. And I can see here that it's also a rolled brim. It's almost like a bucket hat, but a cooler version. I like bucket hats in theory. I knitted / crocheted one. It was like a knit Frankenstein thing. And I liked it enough to wear it out, but not enough for me to actually like make a pattern out of it. But this design I think is really pretty, especially if you had variegated yarn. We have 2 more pieces here, so let us just go through them together. The next thing here is the Daffodil Vest by Aubrey Busek. I love eyelets. I love lace. I think they're really fun to knit up. They make a piece so unique to you. Even every mistake, I feel like, just says something. It really tells you this is what a human makes. These are happy little accidents. And this vest is so pretty. It is a layering piece according to the website, but I feel like you could definitely knit this and just wear it on its own. Have a little nice bralette underneath. And it also comes in 9 different sizes. This one here uses 3.75mm needles. It is a baby sport, so it's a sport weight yarn. The website recommends their yarn that is acrylic. I would choose cotton, but that is my personal preference. And it uses 24 stitches by 32 rows. It is knitted flat and then seamed together. This is considered an intermediate pattern, I'm guessing because it is a lace pattern and those tend to be considered a bit more difficult. I feel like lace is pretty easy to figure out once you get the hang of it. Once you do one lace pattern, you kind of can figure out how to do the rest, especially if the chart or the pattern, like in this vest, it looks very simple to do. It's pretty straightforward, all things considered. It's very similar to the Ceri Bandana, this one, where, you know, it's just a repeat process. And so it looks like, and this is just from my understanding zooming in, it looks like a lot of SSK and yarn overs, and probably some knit twos and maybe, you know, central double decreases. I think what drew me into this project specifically was the color. I love yellow. I love wearing yellow. It just brings me so much joy. I used to hate the color yellow, and now I have a wardrobe full of yellow. That being said, I don't knit a lot of yellow things, but I feel like that would change soon. And now one final pattern, number 12, is the Cool Crop Top by Paintbox Yarns. This is from the Lovecrafts website. It comes in 5 sizes, and it uses their Paintbox Yarns metallic DK. The reason why I chose this pattern is because of the really cool back detailing. It is so cool. And then you can also see that there's like this, look at the neckline. Like, I don't know if that's a twisted rib or something, or like cabling, but you see over there where I'm looking at, you know, that little section at the back, it almost looks like cabling details, and I think that looks so fun. It looks like a regular top from the front, but then once you look at the back, it's like, ooh. I really think it's so pretty. It is metallic DK weight yarn, but I feel like you could probably knit something up in 100% cotton if that's what you're comfortable with. And I might knit this one up, but I don't know if I'd knit it for myself. I think that's all that I have right now. My camera is overheating, so thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. And please let me know if you have any more recommendations. Please leave them in the comments. It'd be so helpful. But until then, I will see you guys next week, every Monday, on this channel. Okay, bye!